Hi, good people. Hey. Um, I am on live now. In a little bit, we're gonna get to Married at First Sight. So y'all watch it. I'm sort of a little junkie when it comes to that. I like to watch it and I discuss it with my friends. And we're in like this crazy season. It's picked up a little bit, so I'm anxious to kind of pick up on that storyline and see what's going on with these couples. Do you guys watch Married at First Sight? Let me know. But tonight, I wanted to discuss some amber fragrances. Just a few, not too many. I think one of the last times we were talking, someone requested an amber video. I think we got amber requested, chocolate requested, and also viral niche fragrances. So I don't know if I have a lot of those, but we'll see about that and discuss that then. But tonight is all about the ambers. And so I'm calling this video Amberlicious. I love fragrances with amber in it. So to start us off, I have one of my favorite bargain buys, and that is a Middle Eastern fragrance. And this is Casablanca by the brand Swiss Arabian. This fragrance was so popular in the line that it came out with when it did. But ever since I got it, I've just really loved it. Now, this year, I haven't really given it much of a wear. And so I would like to change that because this is so deserving. This was one of the fragrances that I was wearing when I was out. We had gone out to eat. And so, like, the waiter said that he had been going through the restaurant trying to figure out where this smell was coming from. And then he found me and was like, "It's you." And he had me give him the name so he could search it up on his phone really quickly. But Casablanca is definitely one of, it almost seems to be part of the little Middle Eastern starter packs. When you're getting into Middle Eastern fragrances, this was one of the fragrances that was suggested. So I am really loving this one. So this one is a fruity caramel. It has main accords of being ambery, woody, fruity, a little powdery, and a little balsamic. And so ambers is sort of a resinous, sweet, rich smelling fragrances that I absolutely adore. Like, I think just about all of my fragrances now needs or should have amber in it. But when I was going to pick out these fragrances, I was like, there's no amber in here. But this one has amber. So, sorry guys, let me actually turn that off. But this one was touted as, people kept saying like, oh, it's like a caramel apple or apple juice. And for the regular person, that's not quite the case. It does smell like it has some apple juice in it, but it's not like an apple juice that you want to go drink, because it has that Middle Eastern flair with other things in the base that just take away from that straight kind of sweet, fruity fluffiness of apple juice. Not fluffiness, but just not spiced up and like it is in this Casablanca. So honestly, this has different notes of apple and grapes, which is funny because I remember somebody telling me it smells like the fake apple juice that you might buy from the store. That is not just apple juice, but it has that. So it has the apple and the grapes. You don't really, it doesn't smell grapey. It just gives a little deeper feel to the apple. There's white woods, iris, and patchouli in the middle, and then the base has some caramel to enhance the sweetness, I think, of the amber. It has some suede that gives it a little punch. It's soft, it's not super pronounced, but when you smell it and you know that it's not just apple juice, these are those different nuances that give it that richness, that oomph, that Middle Eastern flair that makes this a great fragrance. It has musk in it and then Peru balsam. So I truly enjoy this one and I need to break it out. I think I'll do that. I love when I do these videos, these lives, like it helps me to really get into it. I just want to make sure, let me see. I check to make sure that my sound, like I have some sound, but I just wanted to be sure. So let me just double check here. Yep, so I think we're good to go. And so we're gonna go on to the next one. And the next one that I have, okay, so this one was a slight surprise to me because I did not know that this particular fragrance had amber in it, but it makes all the sense. And this particular fragrance, which again, this gives me an opportunity to revisit some things that I have not in a while. And this is Alien Flora Futura. It's one of the Alien flankers. Spraying it up a little bit. One of the Alien flankers, and I want to say when it came out, Flora Futura. It's so sweet. This to me is sort of like Mugler's version of a fruity floral. So we were getting Alien with the jasmine, it's amber in the base, and that gave it this very pronounced, bold take on jasmine. And so we got Alien Flora Futura in 2018. And it's described as an O word, woody. But for me, I just call them ambers. But yeah, it's also woody, fruity floral to me. So in this particular one, it has Buddha's hand, which is a plant, or is it a fruit? No, it's an actual, I think it's actually a fruit because it's, if you're not familiar with Buddha's hands, because I don't hear about this too often, but it has sort of these stalks on it like fingers, and it's yellow, but the scent profile is citrus, lemon fresh, sweet, green, woody, and with herbal facets. So I wish I could go into a little bit more about what Buddha fingers are. Okay, well, let's do it a little bit here. The origin is commonly traced back to South or East Asia, where most domesticated citrus fruits originate. So this one, I think it veered away from the Alien profile quite a bit. In the middle, it does have night blooming cerus. Am I saying that right, guys? A plant, a white flower, I guess, that kind of took the place of their normal jasmine. And it's a tropical cactus plant with flowers that have a dusty white floral smell with a soft, spicy undertone. So I feel like I could get a bit of jasmine from this, but it's definitely not as pronounced as the original Alien. So that's the white floral in the middle of this. And then in the base, there's white amber and sandalwood. So I want to see what they say about the white amber. And by they, I'm talking about Fragrantica. So this one is a sweet, resinous, cozy, and warm, often rather powdery note recreated from a mix of balsams, usually labdanum, benzoin, vanilla, styrex, and fir, or a combination of these. And so this is just the description of amber, but this is a white amber, so I take it that it might not be as rich. I don't know. But this, when I first got into this one and I bought it because I sprayed it on, and as I walked through the mall, I was like, I really, really, really like this. Just the type of fruity floral that I'm into, with a little woods, a little richness, a little bit more than just your average fruity floral that we were getting, a few years ago. So this is a beautiful, it does not come across as citrusy to me. So I probably wouldn't have said that it was a citrus at the top, but it's definitely beautiful and deserves more wear. So this will be, I think, pretty perfect for the summertime, spring and summer. And the type of person I am, because I like a good fruity floral, I probably would wear it now because it has enough woods to, I think, substantiate it in this weather. So that's Mugler's Alien Flora Futura. The next one that we're going to go into that has amber in it. And I'm going to start with the notes pretty quickly here so that we can get those rolling. And was I surprised that this had amber in it? Not sure. But this is Kayali's Vanilla 28. So let's talk about this fragrance. When this first dropped, I was so pressed to get it because I was a big Huda fan, a big Mona fan. And so when she dropped Vanilla 20, when she started coming out with her fragrances, I was just like, oh, I ordered the sample pack. I had Vanilla 20. I had to get my hands on Vanilla 28. And then I got it and I was like, okay, it's a nice vanilla. But nothing that I'm like too crazy to reach for every day. And that was quite a while ago. So, and I knew like it was good to layer stuff with, so I would do that a little bit, but not until I smelled it on my coworker. And it had the fluffiest vanilla aroma. Her scent bubble around her that I was like, oh, is that how it smells in the air? I cannot believe it. It smells so good. Let me give you the notes of what's in this one. So also, I will definitely say when I got this, it was a nice golden color. It's very rich, dark brown, and it sprayed the paper pretty brown. It has gotten so much richer and sweeter and spicier since I first got this. So it's definitely a love right now. I think one thing that I have been seeing online, which I think is so hella funny, is that a lot of people were saying that the atomizers on this like really spray out, not in a bad way, but in a way that you will go through these bottles pretty quickly. So here it is that I've had this for a while, and I think I have the dent should be there because I've had it for a while, but I think all of my Kayali bottles, whether I've had them for a while or not, they're all here or getting lower. So in Vanilla 28, there are notes of vanilla orchid and jasmine at the top, brown sugar and tonka bean in the middle, and at the base there's amber and amber wood. Then there's musk and patchouli. I think some people are a little thrown off by the patchouli, but this, you guys, for me, when I smelt it on my coworker, I was like, so glad I had that at home. OMG. So I really adore it. And as I'm sniffing it now, I am reminded so much of the Deja Vu White Flower by Kayali, the jasmine fragrance that I talked about in my other live. It has some of this in there because that's what made that jasmine so different. That it smelled like this, and then it had that floral jasmine. You know what I want to do? I want to see how well it will go with the Alien Flora Futura. Mm. This goes with anything, so wood is not even a big deal, but I like them together. I might even pair them. So the next one that I have is one that I suspected had some amber. One, because it's in my collection and I'm always buying things with amber, but also because what I expected of this and the and how it was different from what I expected. This I was like, okay, I get it. I see why it smells like that because it has some amber in it. But I could not tell for sure when I first smelled it. So the fragrance I'm talking about is Narcotica's Love Me Latte. This one was a release that I don't think the internet was crazy about. Like, we were super hyped and excited to get it, but I don't think a lot of people love it as much as they love the other releases. But so when I smelled it, I was like, oh, homegirl need to go sit down for a little bit and just get it together and kind of come together, because it's just not really smelling exactly like kind of what I expected. It's a little different. But what I will say for sure is that the paper test is a lot different than the wear. You will get the initial spray on the skin. You do get the smell that you get on the strip, but then it rounds out and it evolves, and it is pretty nice, to the point where I'm like, no, I don't need to sell mine. I'm going to stick by her for a little bit, but let's get into some of the notes. So this one is described as vanilla, fruity, sweet, caramel, woody, cherry, and lactonic. But out of those accords, I think what stands out most is a dull sweetness with some caramel. The lactonic pulls through from the middle. I guess when you say Love Me Latte, I just felt like it should have more coffee in it, and it's a little bit more like caramel ambery mocha with a slight fruitiness at the top. And so that's not what I did not expect that at all from this. Let's get into some notes. So, interesting. Listen to this list. We have white cherry at the top, pear, fig, and coconut milk. I think that coconut milk adds to a bit of the lactonicness. Oh, this has a lot of notes, guys. And again, this just goes into the fact that it has a different smell that I don't think most people would expect. A lot of people just did not like, but it has a little space in my heart. So these middle notes, caramel and brown sugar, vanilla caviar, milk, roasted coffee beans, champaca. That would change this up a lot. Champaca is a warm, heady floral. It doesn't really give you an idea of what champaca smells like, that description, but it is a warm floral for sure. It has a sweetness, but it's not as sweet and tropical like maybe the gardenias and the lang-a-lang type of florals. There's amber in this one, giving us a bit powderiness. And then Lily of the Valley, another white flower. And the base, I should take a sip of water. I mean, there's so many notes. Madagascar vanilla, amber, sandalwood, tonka, musk, gaiac wood, and cedar. So this has a lot of stuff going on. The fruitiness, I am now, just letting the smell kind of match with what they're giving. Those fruity top notes are so interesting. From the coconut milk to the fig to the pear to the white cherry. So I'm appreciating this a lot more. I was looking forward to wearing this with the Fenty, I think it's the caramel body butter. But yeah, I'm looking forward to giving this a full wear. It's just, once it's on your skin, it's just warm and sweet, and it'll be perfect for right now. So I definitely need to go ahead and give this some more wear. And then the very last one, which when I thought about doing this video, it was like, this is a must. And this will be my number one favorite amber. Because as I was talking to you all last night about I don't know if it was last night. I think we talk about so many things in these lives that I just don't really remember if it was last night or the night before. But things like Grand Soir is a little too much for me. MFK's Grand Soir. But my something that I think I found a little while ago, and this just stays as a love for me, is Amber Fever by Mancera. This fragrance, when I smelled it, first of all, shout out to Lulu, because she is Mancera queen and she got me on this whole train, okay? She sent me some samples and this one jumped out at me like nobody's business. And I was like, whoa. I don't even know if I got through the whole sample. I think I did, because I ended up putting it in a car with me and just wanting to smell it. But I instantly, out of the samples, I got that one as boop, 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 tap it, ordered me a bottle because I like it so much. A lot of them can smell kind of alike, have some similarities, but this one was just the one for me. Now, I'm all excited about it. I'm like, hey, try this. I remember I sent some to a friend. She was like, it smells like a man. I was like, not to me. And I'm the one that loves a girly girl fragrance and kind of tries to stay away from sort of the unisex stuff. But no, this one, I think it is very unisex. But it's so sweet that to me, it works. I don't know. So I love Mancera's Amber Fever. Let's get into some notes, because Mancera be doing some things. So Amber Fever. And that amber is the star note, of course, in this fragrance, unlike some of the others. And again, I do just like supporting amber in the base of a lot of my fragrances. I think I went from a fruity floral girl to a fruity floral amber girl. So now I don't just want your fruity florals. I need it to be mixed with some ambers. I need it to be mixed with a little bit of incense, a little bit of, give it some depth, give it some oomph, So Amber Fever is described as a woody amber caramel whiskey powdery fragrance. And that I can agree with. In this fragrance, we have top notes of caramel, whiskey, tonka bean, and hazelnut. Hazelnut, I think, is often used in masculine fragrances to give it a sweetness. But, Guidance also has hazelnut, and they took it all the way feminine, and I love it. This one also has rose petals. I would have never known. Indian jasmine and violet. These are some interesting florals in this fragrance that I just would never have thought about or guessed. So interesting. So in the base, there's amber, white musk, teakwood, and oak moss. So my number one amber fragrance, if anybody just asked me like, it's gonna be Mancera's Amber Fever. I absolutely love it. And I had to kind of pull it forward in my collection because I need to wear it. Like, I'm so excited. I don't want the winter to end without me having an opportunity to get to wear it. So, you guys, I hope the audio is coming through okay. I believe that it is. I did a little test before. But those are the few and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 amber fragrance that I wanted to discuss tonight. If you have any suggestions on some beautiful ambers that you think I'd like, let me know. I'm not too into the spicier ambers like Grand Soir. But do let me know because I'm interested. I would love to get my nose on them. And with that, please have a great night. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.